Now to other stories, the Finance Committee will later today begin deliberations on the controversial electronic transaction levy bill, which was laid on the floor of Parliament last night. The bill, among others, imposes a 1.75% charge on all Momo transaction above 100 Ghana cedi threshold, but it has met stiff opposition from some Ghanaians, including civil society organization and the NDC, which is demanding a total scrapping of the levy amidst claims it will impose further hardship on the ordinary Ghanaian. Meanwhile, the Information Minister Kojo Oppong-Nkrumah says the government is engaging the telecommunications companies to reduce their charges on electronic transactions. According to him, this reduction is to help the government maintain the 1.75% levy and reduce the impact of the tax on the ordinary Ghanaian. I'll bring you details of that after this break. Thank you for staying with us. Now, let me give you details of the Finance Committee, which will be later today begin deliberations on the controversial electronic transaction levy bill, which was laid on the floor of Parliament last night. Now, the bill, among others, imposes a 1.75% charge on all Momo transaction above 100 Ghana cedi threshold. But it has met stiff opposition from some Ghanaians, including civil society organization and the NDC, which is demanding a total scrapping of the levy amidst claims it will impose further hardship on the ordinary Ghanaian. Meanwhile, the Information Minister Kojo Oppong-Nkrumah says the government is engaging the telecommunications companies to reduce their charges on electronic transactions.
The conversation so far has been on how much we can reduce the impact on the everyday Ghanaian and at the same time allow government to mobilize revenue to deliver on its commitments to us. The ever-growing commitments of the Ghanaian population need to be met by government, and it needs to be met not with debt only, but with domestic revenues. Today, the telcos are charging about 2%. Right. If government introduces an additional 1.75, the cumulative effect is 3.75 on the Ghanaian. Now, government has been listening and has been exploring ways by which we can reduce that cumulative effect. And so government has been engaging with the telcos to take a haircut so that if the telcos reduce their 2%, and even if government stays at 1.75, which means that the state is assured of the revenues of the 1.75, the net effect on the Ghanaian will still be lower. So, for example, hypothetically, if the telcos reduce by, say, 0.25, and government still stays at 1.75, that is a net effect of 3.5 as against what would have been 3.75 initially. So these are some of the engagements that we have been doing behind the scenes to ensure that government will still get the revenue, but in the end, the impact on the Ghanaian is watered down.
So the telcos are going to take the hit to support government. Is that what it is?
That's a conversation we are having currently.
And have they agreed to some of these things?
We are very optimistic that we'll get to a positive conclusion.
But there are those who have said that, why don't you wait when there's a finality to this conversation? Then probably you can lay the bill. What if you lay with a 1.75 and there is a sudden change, a U-turn from the telcos? Then you further impoverish the ordinary Ghanaian.
You've been in Parliament. The bill has not been laid.
Right, but it's ready to be laid. That's what I've been told.
No, it has not been laid.
To your chairman.
It has not been laid. It has not been laid. So let the conversations finish, let it be laid, and then we'll take it from there.
I see. But Honorable, just a while ago, the Speaker